tryna make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't tryna grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't tryna link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, for the record.
Beau here, and welcome back to the video. Today we're gonna go over how to travel Mexico in 10 days. But first, let's chase some surfers.
So nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake guys on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hay. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and eggs. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want the act, not the ghost.
What's up? So today I'm in Sayulita, Mexico, which is on the west coast. It's about 4.5 hour bus ride from Guadalajara. If you're in Guadalajara, it's so easy to get here. The bus is incredible, but hey, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about how to spend 10 days in Mexico and basically how to see the most for your country for the bang of your buck. So for this video, we're not actually gonna be on the west side, even though I'm here right now. We're gonna be on the east side. We're gonna be in the Yucatan Peninsula, one of the most very popular areas. And I'm doing that for multiple reasons. Number one, it's very popular and a lot of people like it and I like it. Number two is there's a lot of tourism there, so it makes it so easy for you to travel and get around. And in this whole video, we're not gonna rent a car. We aren't going to really even use taxis very much. It's basically all public transportation. So bus service and stuff like that. So first things first is you are gonna fly into Cancun. And you may be saying, hold up, I don't wanna go to Cancun. You're not going to Cancun. I personally do not like Cancun. I think, yeah, don't even get me started on that. But you're gonna fly into Cancun and then you're gonna instantly take the shuttle from the airport to Centro, which is like the bus terminal in Cancun. From there, you are going to get in a bus and go to Puerto Morelos. And that bus is gonna cost you about $5 to get to Puerto Morelos. And from Puerto Morelos, you have two options. You can stay in town, like up by the highway, or the waves are pretty crashing now. Or you can stay down by the beach. I highly suggest you stay down on the beach because you're gonna be there for 2 nights. So I have a couple recommendations. Number one is if you're a backpacker, Cuca and Macuca. They don't have private rooms, but they do have dorms. And the dorms are nice, they're clean, they have a full kitchen, and it's like literally 2 blocks from the beach. Location could not be better for the price. Or your other options are booking.com, or there's some really nice Airbnbs there that are very reasonably priced. So what is there to do in Puerto Morelos? Number one, you can go to the beach, there's diving, there's snorkeling, there's boat tours, there's tons and tons of stuff to do within Puerto Morelos. There's a lot of adventuring to do, there's shopping, but one thing I highly suggest you guys do is rent a cabana. So our next stop is gonna be a little bit more expensive, which is gonna be Tulum. So you're gonna be looking at $50–60 to rent a cabana in Tulum. Here, you're looking at around 20 USD to rent a cabana, which is, it's still a little high, it's about 400 pesos, but it's reasonable and you can bring your own alcohol to most of them. In Tulum, you won't be able to do that. So I highly suggest in Puerto Morelos, you rent a cabana for the day, hang out, and basically shake off being on a plane. I know that a lot of you guys aren't gonna have the time change, but flying gets you dehydrated and just completely stresses out your body. So recover because it's gonna be a long trip. You just got done at Puerto Morelos, now let's go on to Tulum. Via bus or collectivo, that's gonna cost you about 10 to 15 US dollars. And in Tulum, there's a lot of things to do. You can dive, you can rent a cabana for twice the price as Puerto Morelos. It's gonna cost you about $50 to $60 now. and you can go to cenotes or some ruins close by. So there's a lot of things to do in Tulum, but you're gonna have to get out that wallet and get bougie. For accommodation purposes, you're gonna have two options. You're gonna be able to stay in town, or you can stay by the beach. Town is gonna be quite a bit cheaper than the beach. In town, there is Shea Hostel. I stayed there. It's not my favorite, but I have a video. You can check it out for yourself and make the decision. And I've heard great things about Mad Monkey Hostel. Mad Monkey Hostel, I've watched YouTube videos on it and stuff, and I'm kind of mad that I did not check it out whenever I was there. However, I'm gonna be back there probably in a couple weeks. Or you can stay down by the beach. You are gonna have to spend a little bit more money. If I had to guess, it's gonna be $100 to $150 per night in just the average place down by the beach. However, there are some great deals on Airbnb to check out, and there's some incredible properties in town on Airbnb and Booking too. And it's just a 45-minute walk from town, or like a 10, 15, 20-minute bike ride, depending on how fast you can ride that bike. 3 days in Tulum, party and get bougie. Just made it back to Hostel in Sayulita. I'm staying at Hostel Tortuga. You may recognize them from this video.
Discover Sayulita, a beautiful beach town with a lively community and boho spirit, offering quiet, secluded beaches and gorgeous sunsets located right on the Pacific Ocean. Its warm beach weather and ocean breeze will put your mind at ease.
I actually made that video for them about a month ago, and I just happened to be back here hanging out for just the week, and I'll head back to Guadalajara tomorrow. After 3 days in Tulum, you're probably ready to chill out just a bit, and that's why we're gonna jump on a bus and go to Valladolid. It's a direct bus that's gonna cost you about $10 and take about 2 hours. Valladolid is famous for multiple things, but one of the top ones is cenotes. There are so many cenotes that you can go to there. My personal favorite is Cenote Azul. It's right in the middle of town. It costs 30 pesos to get in, which is $1.50 USD, and it's great to just go to and relax and get cooled down because Valladolid gets hot. Another great thing to do there is go to Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza, we're gonna actually use Valladolid as a hub, and that's why you're staying there for 3 days, is because you're gonna use that as a hub and go to Chichen Itza for 1 day. And Chichen Itza, there's tons and tons of YouTube videos on it. I don't even have to tell you what it is because I also have a YouTube video on it. You can check out that. I'm plugging a lot of my videos in this travel guide. And next thing that you could possibly do if you have time is go to Izamal. Izamal, they have Mayan pyramids and stuff there. The difference between Chichen Itza and Izamal is a whole lot smaller. There's only a couple pyramids. However, you can climb the pyramids for sunset and sunrise. It was one of my most favorite experiences that I did in the Yucatan. The last thing that I absolutely love about this town is the local cuisine. The food is so good. And this is actually going to tie into who I'm going to suggest you stay with. I suggest that you stay at Hostel Xtakay with Luis and Gabby. They make an authentic breakfast every single morning that is delicious. I actually have a full YouTube video on them right here. It was one of my first places that I came to in Mexico and felt like I was home. It's more of a homestay hostel, but even if you aren't on a budget, I suggest you at least stay 1 night there. They have private rooms and they are awesome people, and you can kind of get a sample of the Yucatan culture as well. But if you don't want to stay there, there are plenty of options on Booking, and it would surprise you what you can get there for $40 US. After 3 nights in Valladolid, you are gonna jump on a bus and go to Playa del Carmen for 1 night, because the next morning you're gonna be flying home. In Playa del Carmen, there's a lot of things to do. The beach, there's beach clubs, the resorts are incredible. There's plenty of clubs, like party clubs you can go to, and there's gambling. I like gambling a little bit, so I really like going to Playa del Carmen for a couple nights and gambling on NBA and NFL games and stuff like that. To stay there though, I suggest you get on Booking or Airbnb and find a boutique hotel. That's personally what I did, or stay in a resort since it's one of your very last nights there. And that's how you travel Mexico in 10 days. First things first, we have a couple honorable mentions that I want to mention. You can Google all these places. I'm just going to give you a brief overview, but 3 places that did not make the cut because we are on a time budget here, right? Is Merida. Merida is a great town that has a lot of markets. It's big, it's on the west side of the Yucatan, and you can do day trips to ruins there, day trips to the beach. It's very well located. Next is Holbox. Holbox is an island on the northern side of the Yucatan, and the beaches are pristine and the water's beautiful. It's a great place just to hide and chill out because you actually have to take a ferry to get out to Holbox. Last but not least is Bacalar. Bacalar is in southern part, and it's really actually close to Belize. But yeah, it's right on the lake. There's so many lake activities you can do there. I also have a YouTube video on all these places. So last question though, is you may be asking, what does all this cost? Well, it depends. I personally could do it for $400. I know I could without a doubt. Some people could do it less, some people can do it more. But for a realistic budget, $400 to $800, depending on how bougie you want to get in Tulum, depending on if you're perfectly fine with staying in hostels or if you want to do boutique hotels or Airbnbs or whatever. So I would say for a realistic budget, $800, you can have a lot of fun in Mexico in 10 days. And remember, that's not without flights. Oh, and until next time, like and subscribe. Beau out.